Alrighty, so it's time for us to test our methods. We don't want to just keep going without testing them, since we could make a mistake or have a bug somewhere, right? So it's better to test it. So let's go ahead and go back to our local gallery system right here. All right, and let's go ahead and check this page out. Let's just use it right here on Index. Let's just test it out on Index. All right, so I'm just gonna go to the Index on admin right here. I'm gonna double click it so I can have an extra tab there. All right, actually we have it in content. All right, so let's go to content right here, and let's just take this out of here. We already know that we are connected. All right, let's just take it out. There we go. All right, so how can we test this? Well, first of all, we have a, let me just take this off. We have one that's called query, right? That's the first method. We already tested this one out. We know that that works. Let's go ahead and test the query one. All right, let's go ahead and make a query to our database and then see what can we get out of it. All right, we know that we have some users, so let's go ahead and insert some data into our users columns in our database. So let's go ahead and say local host php myadmin. All right, let's go to our gallery underscore b and users. We don't have any users yet here, so I'm going to insert some data in there. I'm going to call this user Rico, password 123, full name Rico. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Let's call it John, actually. John, and Doe would be the last name. Very generic. And go. Right? Now we have some data that we can play around with. All right. So let's go ahead and go to admin underscore content, and let's try to get some of that data out of there. All right. So I'm going to call this SQL. Let's create that variable there so that way we can put our query inside this variable and send it in. So let's say select, and you should already know this by the way. Again, if you don't know this, you need to take a PHP basic course. So select all from users. Let's just keep it all the same. There we go. Because that's our table, right? And then where ID what? Equals 1, because that's, we only have one record there. We're going to return it as a result. There we go. And then here we are going to be using one of our methods. Which one? The query one. All right, so let's go ahead. Do you have an idea how to use it? Can you pause the video and try it out? If not, all right, it's not a problem. I can help you, but if you want to try to do it now. Think about it. Well, all right, so I'm gonna do it here, and I'm gonna call it database query. And all we have to do here, because we're already passing all that connection and everything on the other side, is include the SQL, the query. There we go. And that's why we are saving it right here in this variable. We could, if we wanted to, copy this whole thing and put it right here if we wanted to, and we can get rid of this. So we have less code. If that's the way you want to do it, you could do it like that. Now we're going to say here we user found. All right, and we can say something like, let's just pull it out, right, with another function called fetch array MySQLi fetch array, and let's just take it out right here, put the result set right there, the result from the query here. All right, and then we can just echo something out of that user, right? Let's just use this same variable right here, and the column name, and let's just echo out the username so you can see it. This is demonstration purposes only, just to let you know that this is working, to show you. All right, so let's go and go to our gallery system and let's just refresh here, and you can see that we have a Rico right here. All right. Now let me recap on what we did. If for some reason you are lost, and you shouldn't be, because I'm assuming that you know the basics. All right. So what we did, we made a query to our database. Well, actually, we saved some string, right? This is some string inside this variable. All right. Then we use our method from our class, and this is the way we call it, with the name of the class and the name of the method, and then we're passing in the string right here inside this variable. We're passing in the variable, but that variable has the string in there, so we have it right here. Then after that, we're using a function called MySQLi fetch array to pull out the results, all right, that we get when we get this query out of the database, right? When we send this query in, it comes back as a result. We use this function to pull it out with that name, with that variable name, and we save that result right here. And then we just use it here as an array, of course, because that's what we get back, right? And we put the column name right here, which we want the value of from. All right, so that's about it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this lecture. If you don't, for some reason, understand it, talk to me, put a discussion there, and I will help you. But I think it should be pretty clear here. So anyway, keep having a good day. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you on the next lecture.